Hey guys, Stag here. Welcome back to my channel where I showcase the creation process of my creepy cute, lowbrow, and gothic fantasy art and ramble art things. So I've been looking forward to Inktober for quite some time. If you are unfamiliar with it, every October there is an event across social media called Inktober. There are countless prompt lists that have a theme for each day. Though I never follow the themes from any certain list anyway. Sometimes I might pick or choose until ultimately doing whatever I feel like each day. Inking used to be my go-to medium years ago until I started having hand issues. I do mostly digital inking now, but I really wanted to start back into more traditional inking again. The last 2 years I loosely participated in Inktober, but last year I was too busy to even complete the whole month. So here is my Inktober art supply haul from Amazon. I decided to get a black Copic marker for large fill-in areas if I need it. Because I'm limited to art stores locally, I don't want to be stuck waiting on a supply and shipping that I might need. So I covered all my bases and I got the refill ink for it just in case. I don't use Copics, but in the past I tried some Spectrum Noirs and I remember running out of black ink when I was trying to do like this large fill-in area, and it was super frustrating. I also got a 9-piece set of Copic multi-liners, the set B2. I used these last year. Even though I still had some, I wanted to refresh my stock and make sure I had everything I needed because some may have dried out or close to death. These are the one-use pens, but I know Copic also carries a variant of these that is refillable, and you can replace the nibs and the ink cartridges. Years ago when I inked, I used the Koh-i-Noor Rapidograph technical pens. I love them. They just got mighty pricey when I had to replace the tips. Depending on the type of paper you use, it can clog up the tips and they can be easy to bend on their smaller pens. So going this route with the disposable pens for now felt like a good idea. This set comes with an array of tips from .03, which is super small for fine details, and 2 different brush pens, a medium and a small. I also, separate from the set, had gotten an additional small brush pen for fill-in work. It does have a fine point, and it's super nice to use. Up next, I really needed to get more erasers. I prefer using the art gum erasers. The ones I had lying around here were getting sparse and old, and they started to harden, which they can smudge and do weird things then. I also have a nasty habit of using them to lift up a painting or steadying a painting on an easel, so they may have some smudgy paint spots on them, which can also create issues. But erasers was something I definitely need to get rid of the pencil lines after I'm done inking, so I will also be using my Tombow Mono Zero fine line retractable erasers as well for like tiny areas, but they are not in this haul because I already had a bunch of them laying around. So Sakura Jelly Rolls. I love these things. I have a ton laying around. I use them mostly for writing and drawing on packages. They go well over black and can add nice embellishments even over ink. I have a ton. But I was intrigued. They had varying sizes. I never knew of such a thing. They come with a 05, 08, and a 10, whatever those sizes mean. But I wanted them, and at this point I felt like I needed them and they completed me, but I really don't need them. It was just nice to have varying sizes in case I might. And it's not like it's something that I won't use for something else, so. pencils. You probably didn't expect pencils in an ink supply haul video. I used mechanical pencils for the majority of my art career until recently. For some reason, I lost every pencil I had and just randomly started using my sketch pencil sets, and it's really hard to keep them sharpened for fine point and doing detailing work. So I used to use Koh-i-Noor, I think it was Mephisto they were called, because it was the absolute only pencil I could at the time get in the US with a 0.3 tip. Now they are everywhere, but once I had that size, it was finding the lead to replace it was such a pain. Even Blick sold the pencil for a bit, but they never had the lead refills. They just didn't carry them. They had 0.5 and 0.7, not 0.3. But I wanted to get a steady set of mechanical pencils, something that would last. I plan on working relatively small, so I wanted to make sure I had a decent 0.3 and 0.5. The great thing about this set is the lead barrel actually retracts inside when you hit the pencil clip, you know, the thing in the top pocket thing that you can put it in something. If you bend like the pencil tips, the lead will not come out and it will start breaking inside the pencil, and you just ruin that pencil. It just won't work. I've had this issues every now and again with the 0.3 Koh-i-Noors, and it was absolutely devastating. If I dropped it and it happened to land on the tip first on the floor, tip might have looked fine, but it wasn't at all. And when I used those pencils, it was like $20 to $30 to replace. I have no idea what they are now, because they were kind of hard to get, and you had, at the time, I think they came from Japan, but I think you can find them in stores now. These Graph Gear pencils, they have an economical version of these with like plastic bodies. I had a few, but I really wanted something that was more sturdy. Another neat feature to these, though, that I did not record in the footage because I didn't even think about, but I should probably mention, you can spin the grip of the pencil, and it shows the varying lead hardness on the HB, B, H, whatever scale. It's a really neat feature if lead is true to that. I tried various hardnesses in the past of the mechanical lead, and it's just not that much of a difference. It just kind of met about it. I have used like super hard and then super soft, the B, but sometimes it's okay. It probably depends on the brand. I don't normally use mechanical pencils for finished graphite pieces, but rather the initial line drawing. So I want nice clean lines, so the lead hardness really didn't matter for me. And finally, the paper I will be using this year. I've been using B paper for a bit. I really like their drawing paper too, and I went for the watercolor route for Inktober. I think I did that last 2 years, whatever. I might do some washes, I don't know, but regardless, the texture is just adds a little class, and it's stiffer than drawing paper. I had issues on this paper in the past with my rapidographs getting clogged, but I had no issues with the Copics last year on top of it. Since you're on the rapidographs, you're drawing with a little tiny metal wire that kind of comes out of a tube. Like it makes sense why it would clog. And the Copics are just a marker. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this haul and you got a peek at the supplies I will be using this glorious Inktober season starting October 1st. So I should have some of those videos coming out relatively soon, within a week. anyways guys, thank you for watching. I will catch you next time. As always, you can find all my current work and updates through my Instagram. You can also find me streaming my art live on Twitch, and you can visit my website, lowbrowmisfits.com, for a plethora of prints, paintings, stickers, pins, and much more featuring my art. Also, if you haven't yet, slap that subscribe button if you would like to see more, or don't, whatever. Bye guys.